defensive presence?
Obviously, it's no secret we can score goals. I think everybody knows that. It's about keeping the puck out of our net, and obviously getting a guy like that to. He's played in lots of big games, and as strong a defender as he is, really big for our group.
When you look at this group, like you say, you guys can score. You got to figure out how to keep it out of the net. Well, what's the biggest key in your mind as the season gets to the end? You're cutting down some of the goals against.
It's everything. It sounds cliche, but it's all the details of our game that got to be turned up, and that's obviously a big focus for us. Scoring 5 in Winnipeg and not winning is not the recipe for success.
What's it been like for you? I know you've turned up the emphasis on shooting and scoring this year, but what's it been like having this kind of season, these kind of numbers here with still a month to go?
I've had some pretty good years before. It doesn't really feel all that different. Just doing my thing and trying to help the team win.
I know you don't face Buffalo very much, but when you face off against a guy like Dahlin, what stands out about him and how you have to handle going against him?
Well, you know what? He's up the ice a lot. He skates real well. He's just as dangerous offensively as anybody out there, and he's solid defensively as well. So he's a great player, and he's certainly finding his way this year, and he's a tough matchup for everybody.
How unique is it to go against Tage Thompson at that size with that size stick?
Yeah, he's a big man, and he's playing really well. He shoots the puck, really impressive. He skates well. He's got great hands. He seems like the total package. So, they score goals really well over there. We know that. We got to be solid defensively tonight.
If you were 6'6". Imagine if you were 6'6".
Yeah, that'd be nice, I guess. But I'm pretty happy with how things turned out.
You talked about that game against Winnipeg. Maybe what were some of the details that were lacking in your guys' game, and hope you guys can kind of clean up here tonight.
I think as forwards, we can be in lanes better. They scored a couple point shot goals. Help Soup out that way. And I just think as a whole, our details, little box outs in front. They scored a couple tip goals and stuff like that. Myself included, need to be better there. So, yeah.
At the start of this important 7-game stretch, you guys all highlighted how important it was going up against a lot of the top teams in the league. How would you assess the first 4 games, and how do you want the last 3 games to go?
Yeah, 2-2 is nothing to write home about. With that being said, though, we've beat some two good teams, and I thought we played well against Boston. But again, this is a similar type of week. Buffalo's playing really well. They're in a race themselves, so this will be a big game for them. It's a big game for us. And then we go over to Boston, Toronto all over again. So another big week for us, and starts tonight.
Is that after setting the bar last year with where you guys finished, made it in the playoffs? What does this stretch run mean to this team right now to make sure that you're prepped for April and May and beyond?
It's really important, really, really important. I think the playoffs are so tight. It's just the teams that are playing at their best. And this is a chance for us to really dial in our game. And with that being said, it's still a race. We got to get in as well. So we want to be playing our best hockey heading into coming down the stretch here and into April and May. And yeah.
Does the fact that it's still a race help you guys not fast-forwarding things, staying in this moment and not thinking about, down the road?
I think there's always races going on, whether it's divisional races, even in the East, there's still those divisional races, and then obviously the wild card is a bit of a mess. So in the West, it's pretty tight all over, top to bottom. So lots for us to play for.